Good morning, children. We were discussing the chapter number 2 of Civics, Diversity and Discrimination. In this chapter, we have discussed the various aspects of discriminations. It is on the basis of caste, sometimes on the basis of religion, sometimes it may be on the basis of male or female, or on the basis of the place of birth. On the basis of uh, on these things, the discrimination takes place. In the last period, we were discussing about the childhood incident of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. As you can see in this picture, many of the things we have discussed about the incident, and today we are going to see further in the given illustration on this page about Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is considered the father of the Indian Constitution. You know what is the Indian Constitution? The Indian Constitution, it is a set of rules or laws on which we can say the country or the government of the country runs. So the Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar considered as the father of Indian Constitution and is also the best known leader of the Dalits. Dr. Ambedkar fought for the rights of the Dalit community. He was born into the Mahar caste, which was considered untouchable. The Mahars were poor, owned no land, and children born to them also had to do the work their parents did. They lived in spaces outside the main village and were not allowed into the village. Dr. Ambedkar was the first person from his caste who completed his college education and went to England to become a lawyer. He encouraged Dalits to send their children to school and colleges. He also urged Dalits to take on different kind of government jobs in order to move out of the caste system. He led many efforts of Dalits to gain entry into the temples. Later in life, he converted to Buddhism. In his search for a religion that treated all members equally, Dr. Ambedkar believed that Dalits must fight the caste system and work towards a society based on the respect not just for few but for all persons. So, Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar is considered as the father of the Indian Constitution because he was the president of the drafting committee in the formation of the Constitution, and he is also well known for as a Dalit leader. Dr. Ambedkar fought against all kind of caste system for Dalit community, for the rights of Dalit community. He was born in a very low caste in our country, that is Mahar caste, especially in the Maharashtra, and this caste was considered as the untouchable caste. The Mahars were poor and they were not having any kind of land and all that, as well as the children of the Mahars had to do the same work that their parents have done in their life. They lived in spaces which were not inside the cities or the villages. They were living on the outskirts or the outer part of the villages. Dr. Ambedkar was the first person and who has completed his college, and after that he went to England to become lawyer, as well as he has done many degrees in economics also. He encouraged Dalits to send their children to school and college. He also urged Dalits to take different kind of government jobs so that they all will move out of the caste system. He led many efforts for Dalits so that the Dalit will get the entry to the temples, and later in his life he converted to Buddhism. This religion was the religion which was treating all the members of the religion as equal. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar believed that Dalits must fight for against the caste system and work toward the society on based on respect not for a few but all person of their community. In this way, Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar did many works in his life, and he is known as the Dalit leader, as well as he was also known as the founder. He was also known as the president of the drafting committee of the uh, drafting committee of the Constitution. Now, the next point that we are going to see the further in the same point. Imagine how difficult it would be if people could not move easily from one place to other. How insulting and hurtful it is to have people move away, refuse to touch you or allow you to drink water from from the same source as they do. So if you will imagine that how difficult it is when the people are not ready to accept you, people are hurtful to touch you, they insult you, as well as they are not allowing you to drink the water from the same water pot or from the same water tap from where you are drinking, from others or they are drinking. So it will be very insulting for all of us if anybody will behave in that way. This small incident of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar shows how simple task on going from one place to another, as you know very well, that the Ambedkar and his cousins were waiting for the train, but train did not reach, and then they had to move to that place where their father was there, uh, and but they were not able to get the bullock cart also. So it is very difficult that time, it was very difficult that time to reach, to go one from one place to another place, even though they could pay the money. That means they were paying the money, but they were not getting the cart, and cartmen at the station refused to take the children, as they were belonging to the untouchable caste. So clearly, as this story shows us, caste based discrimination is not only limited to preventing Dalits from undertaking certain economic activities, but it also denies them the respect and dignity given to others. So, from the above mentioned story, we can understand how the caste based discrimination was there in our country, and it is not only limited to preventing Dalits from undertaking certain kind of economical activities, means working in the farm or working in other areas, or they were not, that time the society was not allowing this lower caste to do various kind of economic activities, but also denying them to give their respect as well as dignity. And in this way we can say that that time the caste system was really very difficult for many of the lower caste people. Now the next point we are going to see is striving for equality. The struggle for freedom from British rule also included within it the struggle of large groups of people who not only fought against the British but also fought to be treated more equally. Dalits, women, tribals, and peasants fought against the inequalities they experienced in their lives. So, here it is said the struggle for freedom. That time there was not only the struggle for freedom, but there was not only the struggle for freedom, but there was the struggle for the equality also. That time the British rule was also there in our country, and therefore many of the people were trying to get out of the slavery of the British people, and they struggled, large group of people who not only fought against the British but also fought to be treated more equally. So Dalits, as well as women, tribal people, some peasants, these all were fought for what? Against the inequalities they experienced in their lives. Um, as well as pointed out earlier, many Dalits organized themselves to gain entry into temples. That time, many of the people belonging to Dalit community organized themselves to get the entry into the temples. As you know very well, that time the entry into the temple for the lower caste or Dalit community was not permitted. They were not allowed to go inside the temples. So women were also fought for the equality. Women demanded that they should have as much as rights to education as men did. So women also fought, and even the women are fighting today also for getting the equal right in the education as well as the jobs and everything. Peasants and tribal fought to release themselves from the grasp of the money lender. You know very well that today also many of the peasants or farmers or small farmers are under the pressure of debt that is taken from the money lender. Money lender means who? Those who are lending the money to the farmer or some people, and in return of that, the money lender takes the more amount of money from the farmers or peasants. So that person is called as the money lender. So you know very well the peasants as well as tribal people are under the grasp of the money lender. So getting out of the grasp of the money lender, many of the peasants and tribal people are fighting. When India became a nation in 1947, as you know very well, in 1947, India become independent country, and as it become the independent country, it has become the nation also. Our leaders too were concerned about the different kind of inequalities that existed in our country. Those who wrote the Constitution of India, a document that laid out the rules by which the nation would function, were aware of the ways in which discrimination had been practiced in our society and how people had struggled against this. Many leaders of this struggle, such as Dr. Ambedkar, had also fought for the rights of the Dalits. So, in this way, we can say many of the people have fought for the rights of the Dalits. That time, the Constitution Committee was also, um, we can say, knowing that there are differences, or there is diversity in our country. So taking out whatever the problems the people are facing, to take out the people from that problem, the many of the leaders of our country, when they were making the constitutions, knowing this fact, and they also tried to take out all kind of differences and diversity, not especially the discrimination from the Indian society. In this way, the people have fought against the inequality, and the remaining part of the chapter we will see in the next period, and after that we will do the questions and answers. Thank you very much.